Hello, welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV covering more items added in patch 7.3. This then, again, another piece of Facewear, this time from the new treasure map dungeon, Vault 1 Iron. And you can get this from loot chests within the treasure map dungeon. Obviously, you need the Gargantua skin maps, which you can get once per day on your gatherers in living memory, or you can buy them from a market board. It's a lot of fun, that treasure map dungeon. Highly recommend. But this is a reward I didn't know existed, and it's basically a new piece of Facewear. So these are the Professorial glasses. They come in a good range of colors. So let's have a look at these then. I've obviously trimmed the character's hair as much as possible to try and showcase the arms of the glasses again. This then is what the default frames look like then. As you can see, unfortunately, there was some unavoidable clipping with hair. If you have long hair, even remotely slightly long hair on the sides of your head, these will clip through. Obviously, they're designed, I think, for humanoids, not people with ears on the top of their head. Got this kind of brass inlay with a dark frame, which is quite nice. The bottom of the frame is cut off from that plastic going into metal, almost like a brass color, and there is actually a bit of a texture that you can just about see with the reflections here, where we have sort of like a pitted grey into the black, so kind of like silver and black. Yeah, it definitely looks like the sort of thing a professor would wear. And we've also got these nose thingies as well. My old glasses used to have those on them before I went for ones that just had plastic ridges, which are way better. Those things used to annoy me no end, and they're incredibly difficult to clean as well. Bit of a weird tangent there, but yeah, these look pretty good. Obviously designed to make your character look intelligent, and if you were to get like the Scholastica outfit or something, this would be perfect for that character, wouldn't it? This then is the silver set. As you can see, with the silver choice, you actually get sort of gold, sort of brassy color inlay again. The bits that cover your nose are also silver, and there are no real visible frame sort of lenses inside there. There does appear to be a little bit of lens. They're not completely see-through, tiny bit of reflection, but not as much as on some of the other glasses that were added in 7.3. The gold ones then, obviously also changing to gold, but also still keeping that brass inlay with the tiny little screws on the arms there on the hinge. Yeah, but keeping kind of like a silver sort of bit down the bottom. It's kind of like two-toned. They're very cool, actually. I like how the brighter color brings out more of those splodges on the frame. Very cool details. I really like these. The black ones are probably my favorite because I think the brass sort of design goes really nice with black. It's just a good combination. Gold and black always works, basically. I think you don't need me to tell you that. It looks really cool. You can't, unfortunately, see a lot of that detailing, though, that kind of weird texturing effect on the actual frames, because of how dark it is, but I think they're really cool. I would definitely use these on certain glamours. And here are the white ones then, which are pretty nice. We've got the brass and white working together quite nicely, matching with obviously the white coloured hair, with the bridge of the nose also with that bit of plastic, which is a slightly different texture, but it goes together quite nice. This time it's a little bit too bright for you to see that texture on the actual frames at the top of the lens there. But it looks pretty good regardless. And then we've got the grey ones, which are more of a matte colour from the silver ones being more shiny. But we can see a little bit more of that detailing above the lens on both sides. They look pretty nice, especially if you're going for something that's kind of like silver or maybe a pearl white to go with that. That would be quite nice on headwear. And then, of course, we've got our bog standard red, but it goes really nice with gold as well. It looks kind of royal. Fits well, especially if you've got a red glamour. Very nice. Same with the blue ones, basically identical in every way. I am surprised with the Professorial frames that there was no sort of special lenses on any of these. A little bit surprising, especially when we had a look at the previous ones from PvP, the bold rimmed glasses, where there was like the white one had that turquoise opaque lens. Yeah, I thought I mean, I suppose they're trying to be more like everyday use sort of glasses, but it would be cool to have a bit of a wild card. And exactly the same can be said by the green as well. It's a nice sort of Ochu green, nice basic, what you would expect, raw green color. Same with all of the RGB, isn't it? These are the brass ones then, which are matte as opposed to actual shininess. I mean, unless the light hits them in certain ways, but they're a lot darker brass than a lot of other brass colors that are used on Facewear usually. It's a lot more brown, basically. They're a lot darker color. They look alright, honestly, especially if you're going for something that is the same sort of color, but most brass colors in this game are actually a lot closer to this Eneratos necklace, that kind of color brass. So yeah, there's like so many different colors of the same color in this game. Matching might be tricky with these, but they look pretty cool. And then second to last, we have the purple ones, which is a nice matte purple. Very little reflection on this. And yeah, if you're going for something that has like a violet purple and maybe like a regal purple, that would work nicely. Not so much a metallic purple, I don't think. Don't know. These would be quite nice to match with. It doesn't look too garish with the brass and the purple. Looks quite regal, doesn't it? And then finally, my favorite out of all of these, this is the brown edition, which is the last color on the menu. Which has got this sort of tortoise shell thing again. I am a bit of a sucker for this because I like having different textures applied to the same lenses. You know what I mean? Like the same thing. It's not just the same effect as we've had with all of the other colors. It's something completely different. I do wish that there was another selection of colors, another row that had other textures and effects, kind of like how this does with the brown one. Because the others did not have any of that black sort of spattered effect on the side. I think these look really cool. They look really nice, sexy secretary. You could definitely get away with these with some, you know, some tights and things. Kind of like a naughty professor. Definitely cool. Anyway, let me know if you've picked these up yet, and definitely go do the treasure map dungeon. It is a lot of fun with friends, and a good way of making gil as well. There's a lot of things in there in 7.3. In fact, 90% of things that you can collect is in there. So definitely go and give it a go and sell some stuff on the market board. Much love, and I'll see you all next time for more 7.3 onwards videos. Bye bye.